Hello everyone, I'm Michaela, Cinematic Stitches here on YouTube, and welcome to my channel all about cross stitch. This is going to be a very special edition Flosstube at night. I'm filming this pretty late, actually, but you know, it's got some like ambiance going on. I got some like cool backlighting. We don't have the sun competing with my beautiful ring light here, so it should be good. Hopefully we won't hear too many sirens, she says, as I hear one in the distance. City life, you gotta love it. Anyway, I have a lot to share with you today. I don't know if this is a thing, but I'm gonna make it a thing. I'm gonna put it out there. I think I hit a Flosstube bingo. I'm just gonna say that's a thing. Today, I have an FFO, no, 3 FFOs. I've got 3 FFOs, 1 finish, 1 SAF, 1 new start, and 3 whips. I think that's like all the things one can do. Fully finished objects, finishes, starts and finishes, new starts, works in progress. Did I hit them all? Did I get a bingo? Do I win a prize? I'm gonna say I won the prize of being very productive and awesome this week. Well, it's been a few weeks, but let's jump into it because I'm super stoked with what I've done. Okay, so let's just start with the finishes. I'll show you my FFOs in a second because those are older projects, but I do have some finishes from some more recent things that you would have seen. So first up, I just finished this yesterday, actually. I finished Jesus Wept. This is a Night Spirit Studio stitch, pattern. I started stitching this. There was a Night Spirit Studio day. When did I start stitching this? June sometime? I feel like it might have been June. Maybe it was early July. You know what? I have a book of days. I bought this specifically so I could find out like when I actually started something. So how about I look at that? Yes, I did start it in June. Started it June 10th. Stitch for Sage started that day. So this is my Stitch for Sage piece. There we go. Jesus Wept, just on a 14 count Aida. Absolutely love this one. This is a pattern that is referencing a pretty infamous scene in Hellraiser, which is one of my favorite horror movies. And I also have the novella and a couple other Clive Barker books up on my shelves. I would like to frame this and sit it up there with the books because why not? But yeah, absolutely beautiful. These are supposed to be the puzzle box that if you open, you release the Cenobites, who will inflict all types of pain upon you. Yeah, we have the chains, the golden lettering. I just love this pattern. This was so much fun to stitch. So super stoked I got that done. A little pat on the back. I also, as mentioned, had a SAF. So that is a start and a finish. I just started this week. So there is another birthday in the office, and the lady whose birthday it is absolutely loves Pokemon and loves Eevee specifically. And an Eevee looks like this. Ah! It's so cute. This was another really fun stitch. This one is from Crossedout Stitched Up. That is on, yeah, she just has an Etsy shop. I was just looking for like Eevee patterns on Etsy. I just did this on a 16 count Aida, super sweet, super simple. I'm just gonna finish it off in like a little 4-inch hoop, probably. Yeah, it'll fit in 4 inches, definitely. And oh my God, it's so adorable. I love it. I made 1 color substitution if this is a pattern you're interested in. This face was supposed to be 977, but I found it like way too like orangey almost. It just did not work. So I subbed it for, of course I didn't write it down. I believe it's 420. If it's not 420? Yeah, if it's not that, I'll just put a note here in the lower thirds so we can all see what it actually is. But anyway, super fun, quick stitch, absolutely adorable. Gonna frame it, give it to her on Monday. But I love it, super adorbs. Okay, so that is it for my finishes, my starts and finishes. I'm gonna switch gears, show you some fully finished objects. So one of my Whip Go calls in July was to fully finish 2 stitches I had done last year. I had done Yule and Samhain by the Witchy Stitcher. I'll show you those in a second. My goal was to finish them as flat folds, which is something I've never done before. And in order to practice that, I wanted to do it on a different piece before I started on those ones in case I kind of messed some things up. And spoiler alert, I did mess a few things up, so I'm very glad that I had another piece to practice on. But yeah, let me just show you what I worked on. So I followed Pfeiffer's tutorial. She's the Twisted Stitcher. She's the finishing queen. She's amazing. She's got like a really detailed YouTube video on how to do it. So I will show you my test piece first. This is actually the very first piece of cross stitch I ever finished. This is Mediterranean Flavours. It is a dimensions kit and it's a flat fold. Look at that. I picked lemons to be my backing fabric just because this screams Italy to me, and so do lemons. Doesn't necessarily fully go with it, but I'm like, whatever. Like, I don't really care if I'm displaying this or not. I just kind of wanted to have it finished because it's been sitting in a box literally for years. So I'm happy to have it done. It's not centered. This is way too thick. I don't know what I was doing. I put so many folds. Like, I had a piece of fabric that I folded and folded again. And there's so much glue and so many folds. It's like hella stiff. It does not sit straight, but hey, it's done. God damn it. It is done. And I think it looks pretty cute. I could technically tear this apart and try and fix this so it actually stands up properly, but for now, I'm just happy that I had something to practice on. So I will show you the 2 that were actually my Whip Go calls. I love them so much. I just finished them earlier this evening. Here they are. I love them. Okay, so this one I finished first. I started this last September, so September 2022, and finished it October 2022. I got this super spoopy fabric. I'm not super, the tassel game is weak here, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's my first tassel. This cording I got at Dresso in Vancouver. It's just this like massive fabric store downtown. And it did not shred the way I thought it would, so it's looking a little sad, but you know what? It's fine. I can probably figure out a way to like spice it up a bit. But what I'm actually stoked about is I got the cording to go all the way around. I did pretty well centering this. I gotta say, I have laced 4 things in the past week. I hate lacing. I hate lacing so much. It's so boring. It's so tedious. And it's very difficult to get things to like remain centered. I think I did pretty good with Samhain. Yule, we got a little bit of a tilt going on, but it's not super noticeable, so it's fine. How many sirens are there gonna be on this video? I believe this is the 2nd set. Am I gonna add a counter? I don't know. We'll see. We'll just see. We'll see what happens. Friday night in Vancouver, y'all. It's wild out there. Okay. I'm really super pleased with this. This is an actual, it's not thick. The little, I don't know what you would call this. The little binding, so the booklet doesn't just fall open, is it's not super thick, so it's gonna stay flat. Love that. This is, in case you were curious, it is stitched on 28 count Lugana. It is Eek from Picture This Plus. And this one is a 28 count raw linen, I think. Both of which I got at the Witchy Stitcher's store. She sells fabrics. She's amazing. She sells these patterns. They're amazing. Highly suggest you stitch them. This one, I got this fabric, which it's upside down. It's upside down on the back. I looked at it, I'm like, those are supposed to be hanging and not suspended the way they are. So it's technically right way up on the other pieces, but I couldn't fix this because I had already trimmed the bottom. So we're just living with upside down ornaments. But I bought them because they look really Grinchy to me. You know, doesn't that look kind of like the Grinch Who Stole Christmas, that type of aesthetic? Also, tassel game, kind of, it's a thin tassel, but I think it looks better than the Samhain one. And yeah, I'm like just super proud of these. Like I said, you know, this slight amount of tilt going on with the lacing, but I do not demand perfection in my crafting life. I deal with that enough in my working life, my own standards being high. I don't need that haunting me everywhere. So you know what? If we are slightly off, that's fine. It's done. I'm proud of it. It's really cute. I'm so stoked to display these. Super proud of them. And I've got one more fully finished object. So a few videos ago, I said I had started taking sewing classes with the ultimate goal being to learn how to make a project bag. I made a project bag. Here it is. It's so cute. Okay, first off, the fabric. These are so cute. These cats are so grumpy. I love them. I love the bat. Bat is just happy to be here, and Ghost is shocked that these are his friends. I don't know. But it's cute. This, I followed Elizabeth Ann Constitch's project bag tutorial. I think she has a couple. She has a vinyl front one as well, I believe. But I get a lot of light in my apartment, and I've realized the way I'm storing my bags now, the light is likely hitting them. So I'm trying to keep my vinyl front ones like covered, stored in an area of the house where there's not a lot of light. And I think I might just be making more of these kinds of bags, which is great. I don't need a vinyl front. I like the vinyl front, but I feel like there's pros and cons to each type of bag, and I quite like this. It's so cute. I'm super proud of myself. Yeah, the interior fabric is just more skulls and bones. I put my chopping mall project in here. This is the life of Michaela. This is the thread organization I've got going on. Don't talk to me. Don't come for me. It's just, we're not talking about it. It's a bit of a mess. I always have I have such good intentions of making floss drops. I buy beautiful paper. I make a few, and then I'd just much rather be stitching, so I don't go through the process of organizing things, organizing floss drops, making them look nice and pretty. 9 times out of 10, shit's just getting shoved in a bag. It's just what's happening. And that's my life. And you know what? I still get things finished, so it doesn't really matter. Although I do envy y'all who take the time to really make your stuff look nice, putting them on nice little floss chips, your little doodads, everything looking cute. We're just living sack life over here. Everything's just thrown in a bag. But anyway, super proud of it. I have bought more fabric to make a project bag for Castle Homecoming, because right now that is just living in a plastic bag, which is not amazing. So I was looking for some fantasy-inspired fabric. I looked in 2 different stores, and there really wasn't much, but I did find something with unicorns on it, which is exciting. So I hope to make that in the next few weeks. I don't know if I'm going to have it to show you by next Flosstube, but I will show it to you when I've completed it. But let's just say the fabric I did purchase for it's very cute. Yeah. Project bag. Go me. Okie dokie. Let's move on to our new start. I've got one new start. Vancouver Pride happens the first week of August, and that is related to the stitch I chose. This is a project that I wanted to start since I saw it in June. It is the Progress Goose by Fine Frog Stitching. I will very quickly show you what the pattern looks like. If my PDF will ever decide to load. Here we go. Oh yeah, there he is. It's the goose. Oh boy, we've got some glare. Okay. You can see there he is. He's holding his flag. He's looking very proud. So cute. So I started this last Friday. I believe I've stitched on it for 4 days. I just basically stitched on it on the long weekend last weekend. We have a long weekend here in British Columbia. It's BC Day, first Monday in August. So we get a nice long weekend. It's Pride weekend, festivities are happening, and I am stitching geese, or singular goose. So there's my goose so far. He's looking very cute. I'm moving down his rotund little body here. I think I've got a couple more rows of this color. It's a pretty quick stitch, like it's not very big. So I probably don't have that much time left on him, you know, to get a finish. But ew, I've loved working on this. It's so cute. I love geese. I think I said in the first video when I purchased this pattern that it just reminds me of Untitled Goose Game, which is one of my favorite games. It's just a super cute, short indie game where you play a goose that terrorizes a small village. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, so that's Progress Goose. He's looking super, super cute. Still have to put in his flag and his little feetsies and finish his bulbous body, but he's coming along. Sorry, that was my PlayStation screaming at me. Anyway, new start, down, boom. So many things I've shown you already. And now we're gonna move on to the whips. So first one I'm gonna show you, this was a piece I was working on throughout the end of July. This is the Castle Homecoming Sal put on by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. It is a mystery sal, so every month there is a new piece of the pattern revealed. There have been 3 bits of pattern that have come out so far. This is what it looks like right now. They just released the dragon like 2 weeks ago, maybe. He is so cute. I love him so much. As you can see, he's like roasting marshmallows. This is what I've got on it. I'm still on part 2. The bridge is taking a lot longer than I was expecting it would. But I'll put a picture here of where I was before. You can see that. And now, this is where I am. So we can see I am slowly building this bridge. It is taking a bit. This is being stitched on, I believe it's 32 count Valor by Picture This Plus. I bought all the floss, the pattern, the fabric in a kit directly from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. Totally worth it. And I didn't have to go like searching through my Michaels, which is very hit or miss on whether they're gonna have floss in stock or not. They always have some floss, but I feel like I am always missing like 10% of the flosses I need, and I have to keep going back. But anyway, I'm loving it. I can't wait to get to the dragon. Oh my God, Laura from Lala D Stitches just posted a video this past week, and she has finished the dragon, and I absolutely love what she's done with hers. If you remember Sword in the Stone, the Disney animated kids version, Madame Mim turns into a dragon, and then like Merlin turns into, I don't think he turns into chickenpox, but he basically turns into a germ, and he makes her sick, and she gets covered in these like pink spots. That's the way she's done her dragon, kind of like Madame Mim inspired color scheme. I love it. I love it so much. It's so cute. Anyway, I just had to put that out there because I was absolutely delighted when I saw it earlier this week. My sister and I used to watch that movie all the time. That was one of her favorites. I really liked it too, but that's like, we had our rankings. We loved that one. For sure. Okay, so moving on The next project I worked on was my first Whip Go call for August, which was Cabin Fever by Dimensions. That is this pattern here. We all know my woes, my many, many woes with this pattern. As you can see, it's gonna be totally gorgeous when this glare, I swear to God. This pattern's gonna be gorgeous when it's done. I don't know when it's gonna be done, but it's gonna take a while, let's just say that. This is where I was at last time. So I had changed the way I was stitching it because the way it's called to be stitched, it's just not working for me. It's an 18 count Aida, it's very stiff, and they were wanting me to use 5 strands. Now those aren't full crosses, they're just half crosses or 10 stitch, but it was just shredding the threads like nonstop. I could barely get them in the needle. It was nightmarish. So I've reduced the 5 threads down to 3. It's much better. The coverage is not the same, but at this point, I'd rather just get the project done. I don't care if it looks sort of gappy, you know? I'm fine with it. So this is where I've been working mostly, up here. I have been working on one color only, this green, and I've just been slowly moving up here, basically. Essentially trying to color complete. I don't know if I'm stitching this the correct way. I have a feeling like it would probably serve me better if I was doing something like Royal Rose method, parking, but I don't know. It's just, I'm finding things that look like rose and I'm just going for it. So it's going okay. It's going okay. We're slowly getting there. I think this is going to be called One More Time this year. Yeah, because I put it on my Whip Go 4 times, and I believe this is the 3rd time it's been called. So we got one more go at it. The call is to work on it for 5 days. Each time it's called. That's what we've been doing. Gonna take a long time, but it will get done eventually. I shall see it happen. Okay, final whip is Move Forward in Love. So as mentioned, Pride weekend last weekend, I worked on this 2 days on the long weekend. This is what it looked like previously. And I will pull up the actual full pattern so you can see what it's going to look like when it is complete. So this is a pattern by Modern Folk Embroidery. Oh my goodness, there we go. Absolutely gorgeous. I really love this pattern. Like, I think it's so pretty. And this is what we've got now. So I was working with red this time around. I put in a few of the missing leaves, this bit, no, I think that was already there. This bit, and then all this red block I completed. This is being stitched on 25 count Lugana. No, it's an even weave. Well, Lugana's an even weave, but I don't know if it's Lugana. We're just gonna say it's 25 count even weave. It's called Blushing Pink. I got it from the sewing shop, which is Kaylee Tent Stitches shop. It's amazing. Great shop. Get all your goodies from there. I love this pattern. I don't know when I'll be finished it. Foolish me thought, I'm like, I haven't finished that by Vancouver Pride. I would have had to have been like working on this exclusively, but that's fine. I feel like I've got a fair amount done, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Okie dokie, let me just look at my notes and see where we want to go now. Okay, so I've taken us through my finishes, my FFOs, my SAF, my whips, my new start. Let's talk about plans. So first off, tomorrow is the 12th. I'm filming this late on Friday evening. And there is a hashtag starting tomorrow, hashtag Stitchy for Witchy. And this is a hashtag in support of the Witchy Stitcher, who recently shared her cancer diagnosis. Obviously very tough, and the cross-stitch community is just looking for ways to show support. So people are stitching on her patterns. I know I'm gonna start a new pattern tomorrow, and I'm gonna buy some new ones. It's been a bit since I've shopped for some patterns in her store. I have quite a few. The Witchy Stitcher was the first designer I discovered when I came back to cross stitch more seriously in 2020. I love her stuff. I'm obsessed with it. I have a lot of her patterns already, and I'm gonna buy more. I'm gonna buy more. Just gonna say that. Also, if you are in Canada, her store, I mean, maybe in the States too, I don't know what her shipping rate to the States is, but her store has incredible fabric selection, which it can be tricky to get in Canada anyway. At least in Vancouver, there's like no fabric stores here. So being able to just go on her shop, you get it pretty quickly. It's great. I love it. I love everything Witchy Stitcher. She's the best. But I think I showed this on my last video even, or maybe the video before that, but I had recently had a little shop on her website and I purchased All Treats, No Tricks, the cross stitch kit. This is a collaboration with Fox and Rabbit and, oh dear, am I gonna remember? Yes, Cottage Garden threads. So it comes with everything you need. You got the pattern, you got the pretty threads, you've got the fabric that you're gonna need. It's got it all. I'm gonna start this tomorrow. I'm so stoked to start this tomorrow. They're so cute. I love them. So that is my most immediate plan, is working on this. My second Whip Go call for this month was half a block of Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. So I am a little behind on my Whip Go because I'm already a half block behind on it. So this year I put Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow on my board 4 times. Each time was to finish a half block. I've mostly finished 1 block. The only thing missing is back stitching. The second block I haven't stitched on yet. Half a block's already been called. The next half has just been called now. So I gotta get working on it. And I can't wait to work on it. I have been itching to jump on this pattern again. I've just had a lot of other things on the go, so I haven't really jumped into it, but August is the month, baby. We are stitching Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. I am so excited. I love it so much. Mine is gonna be truly enormous. I'm stitching on 32 count, and it was definitely several videos ago, but I think it was the last time Pam of Just Keep Stitching was working on this. She is stitching it on 32 count as well, which was, thank you very much for calling out that count, Pam. So I can now see how big it's gonna be, and it will be a behemoth, but I'm very excited for how large it is. I think, like, I've got a Mad Max poster up here. I could maybe switch that out every once in a while for Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. Once in a while, what am I saying? I'm gonna be keeping Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow up on my walls all year round, probably, because this is just such a monster stitch. It's so beautiful. I think I'm just gonna want to be displaying this at all times. I don't know where it's gonna go. Most of my wall space is already taken up with art. So you only see a little bit of it. There's a lot of art around here. We'll find a space. We'll find a space for it. But anyway, long story short, it's gonna be really big, and I can't wait to work on it. I think the second block is like spooky trees, if I'm recalling that correctly. And then the third block is the Sleepy Hollow, like the Headless Horseman. So I think it's spooky trees, second block. And yeah, I'm just excited to start that. I will likely start it this Monday. So super stoked to work on that. And the only other project I want to get some time in on is the Wizard Inventory Sal from the Sewing Starfish. That, I think the second part actually comes out on the 17th, which is right around the corner, and I have barely started on it. I'll show you where I am right here. I'll just put that picture up again. Yeah, I've barely started, which is fine. Like, I really didn't have any expectation with myself to keep up with this Sal. But yeah, I would like to be a little, like a little more further along. So we'll get there. We'll get there is what I'm saying. So those are my immediate plans. I have a bit of haul to show you. So I actually got to go to a local needlework store on the island. At the end of July, I went to Parksville to visit my in-laws, and the ferry hits Nanaimo and you got to drive up to Parksville. Well, in Nanaimo, there is a little stitching store called the Stitcher's Muse Needle Art? Yeah, the Stitcher's Muse Needle Art. I failed to take a proper picture of it. I remembered as we were driving away, here is that picture. Sorry. Anyway, it's a really cute store. They have quilting supplies there as well. And pretty good thread selection, a cute little selection of patterns. If you're in the area, check it out. I bought a couple goodies, and I happened to be there on their, I think it was their 15th anniversary. So that was kind of fun. So they had a few deals on because of that. I bought my very first little Mill Hill kit. Got Autumn Harvest, which is full of glare right now. But anyway, it's very cute. So you can see there, it's that nice bird. It says, "Come stitch for a spell." Got all the beads and threads. Excited to work on that at some point, but it's very cute. I bought some fabric, just Zweigart 32 count linen, light sand. Not bad, very reasonable price. Stoked on that. I found this pattern. I actually didn't realize how big it's gonna be. I'm like, oh, it looks like just a little mini. No, it's, yeah, it's gonna be 14 by 11 inches if I do it on 14 count. So that's not small. But it's really cute. It's Needle Workshop. Ooh, there we go. Adorable. I love it. Ah, from Janelyn's Just a Chart. There you go. Anyway, super cute. This like really reminds me of the cross stitch my mom would do. She has this really cute kind of like it's like a birdhouse. There's birds on it. There's like a birdhouse. It reminds me of this this reminds me of that aesthetic is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, super cute. I wanted to pick it up. It looked adorable. I also bought my very first Mirabilia. I don't know when I'm going to start her, but I love her so much. I have been looking at this pattern for ages, just thinking, oh my God, that is so beautiful. I saw it on the shelf. I'm like, I have to pick it up. It is Nightingale. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. I don't know when I'll start her, but she's so nice. I just love it. The flow of the fabric and all the different patterns. So one day we will start Nightingale. So gorgeous. So that was exciting. I also got Just Cross Stitch Halloween Edition. It had just arrived. Lots of fun patterns in here. I really want to stitch Michelle G. Bendy Stitchy's design, which is, where is it on this cover page? It's the Happy Halloween. Oh, is it even on the cover page? I could have sworn it was somewhere. Well, anyway, there's a pattern for a wine bag, and it looks like you'd put it on a bag of wine. It looks super cute. I want to stitch that one for sure. Let's see if I can find it. Let's flip here real quick. Am I gonna find it? Oh, there it is, baby. It's so cute. Happy Halloween. Look at that. I love it. It's really, really cute. So anyway, there are like a ton of really adorable patterns in here. That's probably going to be the one I stitch first, but again, like there's so much awesome stuff. You got the Sugar Skull cat. You got this creepy little house. So cute. This guy, he's spooky. I like him. As we've learned, I love Halloween, so anything Halloween themed, I'm gonna go for it. I also love the fall. So I bought this Gloriana silk. It's called Autumn Arbor. Look at the colors. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I think I might try and find like a fall pattern by Ink Circles, maybe. Like that would look really nice with this, but oh my God, look at these colors. Had to get it. So beautiful. So that was my haul from the what was it? What did I say it again? The Stitcher's Muse Needle Art Shop. I also have some online purchases. So one of these, the reason I was on this shop was because I was purchasing a pattern. So I purchased and I'm not even sure if I'm going to be stitching it as a stitch along, but I figured I may as well just get it for the cheapest price. So I purchased the Halloween Movie Night Sal pre-sale pattern. I can't show you what it looks like because it's still in pre-sale. And Atomic Tiki Pins, I think it is, yes, wants everyone to kind of keep it under wraps. So that's what I'm doing. I won't be showing you the pattern, but it looks pretty cool. I don't know if I'm gonna I'm not gonna try and keep up with another Sal. I think I'm going to want to stitch at least some of the blocks, but what attracted me to the pattern was the fabric they're gonna use for it. So there is some fabric specifically dyed for it by Witch's Garden Crafts, and it was so beautiful. I'm like, I gotta pick that up. So what is it called? It's called Pumpkin Time. Ooh, yeah, baby. Look at that. It's beautiful. So this, I believe, was specifically designed or dyed for the upcoming Halloween Movie Night Sal. Again, I want to see what some of the patterns look like because basically what it is she releases the centerpiece and the frame. I've seen the centerpiece, it looks beautiful. And around the frame, you can pick 12 different movies. She's basically going to design, I think, 24 blocks. You can pick 12 of your favorite movies or your favorite designs and add them around the frame. She's done this for 80s movies and Christmas movies. The Christmas movie one really intrigues me. I haven't purchased it, but I kind of like it. So I'm just curious to see where the Halloween one goes. No commitments just yet, but I knew I wanted this fabric regardless. So we got the fabric and it is amazing. So while I was there, I was like, oh my God, okay, apparently I've been sleeping on Witch's Garden Crafts because these fabrics are amazing. I bought two more. I bought Spellcraft. This is a 16 count Aida. I mean, really, look at that. I just know some Night Spirit Studio stuff would look amazing on this. Ugh, I love it. And I also got, what size are you? What is the name? Oh no, I flipped the tag. Okay, so this is a 28 count even weave Mystic Falls. I feel like I could drink this fabric. Like, it just looks so refreshing. I love it. I'm sorry for the crinkles if you're a crinkle hater, but the color's incredible. So I bought that fabric, and Canada Day long weekend, there was a sale at the sewing shop. So that, as mentioned, that's Kaylee Tent Stitches shop. Definitely check it out if you haven't. She's got a lot of incredible bags. They're great if you use Q-snaps because they actually have like a bottom, and she dyes fabric. So I purchased some fabric in 2 bags. I got this fabric, which is so beautiful. It is a 32 count, 27.5 shades of gray. I had purchased this to stitch autumn cloche on it because I do want to start autumn cloche this fall. But looking at the colors, I don't know if it'll work because of the colors of the butterflies you have to stitch on that pattern. But look at this, like, amazing, so gorgeous. It might be a little too dark for autumn cloche, but that's okay. I think I have another fabric I could go for it, but this is gonna look amazing with something. Like, seriously, I love it. So nice. So I got that, and I got another fabric, which is 18 count Aida, and it is called Perfectly Pastel, and it's very cute. Lovely. Nice little splotchies. Yeah, it's pretty. The color's not fully picking up. It's definitely kind of like a mauve, like a pinky mauve kind of thing. But yeah. So I got 2 nice fabrics. She always throws in like a little something. And she threw in this super cute needle minder. It's like a pressed flower in, I don't know, what is this, resin? I don't know. But that is super cute. It's a nice little needle minder. Love it. And I got 2 bags from her because the bags were on sale and it's very difficult for me to choose between cats and dogs. So I didn't choose. I went with both. So we have the kitty cat bag. Very cute. I mean, how could I not, right? There is a super cute little zipper pull. It's like a little sewing machine. We got the doggy bag. The dogs, they're so sweet. I love them. And the zipper pull is a puppy. Look at him. Adorbs. I love them. So, great bags. As mentioned, really good if you have Q-snaps because they have like the bottom pops out. They're square bags. They're really good. Love them. Great stuff. That is my physical haul. I also purchased a couple patterns online. So as mentioned, I bought into the Halloween movie night sale. Can't show you that just yet. But I can show you a couple other things. So I got 2 Satsuma Street patterns that were on sale. I bought, let me find them here. Oh, so gorgeous. I bought Sunburst. Wow, how could I not? Like, look at that. The colors are incredible. So I bought Sunburst and Christmas Cat. So Christmas Cat, I believe, was the pattern that was on sale because she had some Christmas stuff on sale. And it's a Siamese cat by a tree. My cat is half Siamese. I love Siamese cats. They're the best. They're super chatty. They're adorable. And look at this guy. I mean, really, so cute. So I had to pick it up. And what else did I get? Oh, yes. I got a free pattern that D's 20 Stitches has put up on their Ko-Fi shop, I believe. And it is called Loner Rebel. And it is a Pee Wee Herman reference. So if you hadn't heard, Paul Reubens passed away. I believe it was last week. He played Pee Wee Herman. I loved Pee Wee Herman as a kid. And I still love Pee Wee Herman as an adult because it is so bizarre. Like, it's utterly just ridiculous and fun and insane. So I had to get this pattern. It is, I believe this is his bell on his bike. It's definitely on his bike, this like lion. And Loner and Rebel is how he describes himself to Dottie, the employee at the bike store. And his potential girlfriend. I think they have a very will they won't they relationship. I watched Pee-wee's Big Adventure last weekend as a way to sort of mark Paul Reubens' passing. I just love that movie so much. I realized that a lot of my humor growing up has been molded by strange men. My 3 favorites being Pee Wee Herman, Ernest, if you remember Ernest Scared Stupid, Ernest Goes to Camp. Love all the Ernest movies. And Weird Al. I still love Weird Al. Bad Hair Day was like, was it my first CD I ever got? One of the first CDs I ever got was Bad Hair Day. Great album to this day. So that was like, those were like my faves as a kid. And I think that really sort of explains what's going on here. But anyway, R.I.P. Paul Reubens, Pee Wee Herman, a treasure, really. So I'm excited to stitch this pattern. Like I said, go to D's 20 Stitches store. You can get it for free. They designed it, put it up super quick. Like it looks amazing. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited to stitch it. Okay, that's it for cross stitch, but I have a little more crafting news for y'all. And now, if you are not interested in hearing about quilting, which I have started doing, or you're not interested in hearing about what I've been reading, watching, or playing, you can mosey on. If you're new here, before you leave, be sure you subscribe if you liked what I've been doing. Give my video a like, comment below, whatever works for you. And if you're still here, let's talk about quilting. So I have just been like taking classes galore at Spool of Thread in Vancouver. It's absolutely fabulous. It's like a 20-minute walk from my place, so like super close by, really cute shop. And yeah, they have great classes, and I saw that they had a quilting class. And quilting, I don't want to say quilting something like I've always wanted to do, but in my mind, it's been something that I've always thought quilts are really beautiful. It's been a background thing. I'm like, oh, that would be really cool, but like, I don't have the space. And now I'm realizing it's kind of just an excuse. Like, people just make things work, right? So I'm just going to make it work. So I started taking a quilting course. I am halfway through it. It's 6 classes. I've done 3. We are making a modern version of a stacked coin quilt. So this is the example that they have on the website. You can see what that looks like here. And I wish I could show you the quilt top. I almost finished it last Tuesday. Almost finished it. But I have one more strip to sew in, and it's all full of pins right now, and I just don't really want to move it. But I can show you the 2 panels, like the 2 leftover bits in the panels before I put them together. So you can see the background fabric I've picked, as well as my 4 feature fabrics. So here is the top part of my quilt. Okay, we got that. And here is gonna be what the bottom half will look like. Get it the right way. Nice little foxes frolicking, and then some mushrooms. So I'll put a picture of what the quilt top looks like right now. This was, I took this at class as we were leaving. Basically what I wanted to do was kind of tell a story of nature with my fabric selections. So we are going from the sky. We got birds flying, beautiful, down into the forest, which is full of, I'm saying, beautiful flowers. Very nice. Then we're gonna hit inside the forest, where we got the fox playing, hopping around. And then underneath the fox's feet are all the mushrooms, because we know mushrooms love to hang out on the ground in the forest. There are absolutely so many of them. And I think mushrooms are really cool. So there you go. That's my little tale of nature. And the, what is it called? Not the background fabric, but the backing fabric on the other side of the quilt is really cute. I'll post a picture of all the fabrics here so you can kind of see them laid out. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell what the backing fabric is, but it's dark green, and it's got like little outlines of like owls and foxes and bears and like cute little woodland creatures. So I thought it was very fitting for the theme of the quilt. And I am so excited to finish it, and I'm already thinking of all the things I want to do now quilting wise, but I'm like, gotta steady myself, because obviously quilting can be very time consuming. It can get very out of hand with like the amount of fabric. So I'm just trying to keep my chill, finish this quilt, make a plan for another, and hopefully quilting does not go off for me the way cross stitch has, because cross stitch is like, it's a compact hobby, you know, like you can keep it under control, kind of, in, you know, it stores more easily. Quilting, I feel, has the potential to spread. So we're gonna finish this quilt. When it's done, I'll show you what it looks like. But yeah, so far I'm absolutely loving it, And yeah, I just can't wait to finish it and just have it on the couch. It's gonna be great. Okay, so that is all the crafting talk. If you hung around this long, thank you so much. Now I'm gonna very briefly discuss what I have been reading, watching, playing, and then we'll end the video. So for me, I have been reading a couple books. I have not finished any yet, so I'm not gonna spend any time talking about that just yet. I will say I've started Fourth Wing, which is a book I just keep seeing everywhere on Instagram. I think the first person I saw talk about this book was Julie, Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World. She mentioned Fourth Wing, and then everyone on my Instagram started reading Fourth Wing, and I'm like, okay, well, I better get in a wait list, because there were like a zillion people waiting for it at my library. So I used my trusty Libby app, got on the wait list, just came up. I'm obsessed. I've already recommended it to someone at work. I'm like 5 chapters in. I've barely scratched the surface, but very good so far. Think I'm gonna love it. I'll talk about it more when I'm done, but we'll just say I've started it. I'm part of the zeitgeist, riding that wave. So that's reading. Watching. I've seen quite a few movies recently. I of course saw Barbie. I went with my friend and my sister. I will put a little picture of us here because we are hella cute. We all dressed up. So that was really good. And I don't need to talk about Barbie because everybody knows that Barbie is awesome, obviously. I loved it. It was amazing. Ryan Gosling was my favorite part. I'm so happy he's back. Canadian treasure, Ryan Gosling. I was like, he's a great actor, you know, but I was so tired of seeing him do these serious roles because he's really good at comedy. There was this show, I don't know if it made it to America or anywhere else in the world. I doubt it. I feel like Canadians are kind of like, we live in a bubble of CanCon, which is Canadian content. So there's Canadian content regulations by our government that kind of mandate a certain percentage of Canadian artists need to be played on the radio. Certain amount of Canadian shows need to be played on TV. As a child and a teenager, you don't really know that that's what's happening, so you just assume the stuff you're listening to is popular everywhere. Nah, it's not. It's not that way. It's, you know. So I was watching a show called Breaker High. I don't know if anyone else knows what Breaker High is, if you're not Canadian. Maybe some people in the States got it. I don't know. But anyway, it's about a high school on a boat. It is not a good show. But I loved it. I watched it all the time. And Ryan Gosling's in that. And he is so cute and so funny in it. And it's just like young teen Ryan Gosling up to no good on a ship. So anyway, that is like my starting reference point for Ryan Gosling. Well, that and Young Hercules, obviously. But anyway, I know he can do comedy. He killed it as Ken. Oh my God, he is so funny. Yeah. 100% see Barbie. I loved it. Television, this is what I actually want to talk about. One of my favorite shows has come back on the air, and that is How To with John Wilson. It's on HBO. They're really short seasons. They're typically only 6 episodes, I want to say. And I think this is the 3rd and final season. This show's insane. It is so worth your time. The basic premise is John Wilson has a problem that he needs to solve, and he's got a problem he needs to solve, and he shows you how to do that. So you've got things like how to cover your furniture, how to split a check, how to small talk, things like that. And the program is made up of a lot of found footage. No, it's not found footage. It's footage filmed just randomly around New York and edited into a bunch of visual gags, basically. And John Wilson going around interviewing some of the weirdest people on the planet, who just all happen to live in New York, apparently. But he just finds these crazy people and talks to them about the weirdest stuff. And the episodes technically stay on topic the whole time, but will veer off wildly into very deep, esoteric kind of thoughts. A friend of mine recommended I watch this. Was it this past Christmas? It might have been last Christmas. They told me to watch the How to Cover Your Furniture episode. And I watched it. And that episode is jaw-dropping. There is some truly crazy stuff that happens in it. It's so funny. It's really original. If you like comedy, like the work Nathan Fielder does, so he did The Rehearsal and Nathan For You, just like really weird comedy that interacts with real people. If you like that kind of stuff, you gotta watch How To with John Wilson. It's so good. It's so good. It's so strange. I want to meet John Wilson and be friends with him because he seems like a genius. Like the way they make the episodes, I'm like, how do they make these episodes? Apparently there are 6, I think he has a crew of 6 people who just go out and they film 8 hours nonstop crazy stuff they're seeing around New York. And it doesn't even have to be that crazy. It could just be like, oh, you know, I saw a random bag floating by. Well, somehow that gets worked into a joke, like in some episode. So anyway, it's highly creative. It's probably one of the most original shows I've ever seen, and it's really funny. So check it out. Okay, and finally, what am I playing? I've put Diablo down for a little bit. I have moved on to Dave the Diver. I bought Dave the Diver as part of the Steam summer sale. This game it's hitting all the right spots. I will say, if you like, it's a fusion of so many different games. It's kind of hard to like recommend something exactly, but it gives me Stardew Valley vibes. It gives me Diner Dash vibes. It's a very unique product, and I love it. Basically, you are a diver who gets contracted by a sushi restaurant to dive into a lagoon, capture fish, and bring them back to the sushi restaurant and help this guy run his restaurant. It's super original. So half the game is like procedurally generated underwater environments where you're just going around and you're finding new fish and you're collecting the fish and you're finding evidence of sea people and things like that. And there's like a big mystery under the ocean. So that's half the game. Half the game you're diving. The second half of the game is you are helping run a restaurant. So you go to a sushi restaurant on the shore, you bring your catch with you, you design the menu, you hire new people, you change the decor, and when you open the restaurant, you run orders, you pour green tea. I love it. I love it so much. It's so ridiculous. It's super funny. I wouldn't call it like a comedy game, but the writing's really good. The characters are ridiculous, and they're just very silly. And there are these absolutely incredible animations, like when you decide to go upgrade a dish, you can upgrade the food to make it fancier. It gets you more money, so you can buy more cool stuff for your restaurant. There are all these great animations of the sushi chef, like pulling out his sword and like destroying the fish. It's so good. Definitely check out Dave the Diver. I think it's just on PC right now, but I feel like this game is like made for the Switch. So it's got to be coming out on Switch in the next year. That's gonna be my guess. As someone who plays games, that's kind of what happens, you know? The Switch is very friendly to indie developers. So if it's on Steam for a little bit, if it's popular, it's likely gonna make it to the Switch at some point. Anyway, absolutely love it. It's so much fun. And it's like a really weird and unique game. So I've been playing that on my lunch breaks and having a good time. Okay, I think this video has gone on long enough. I have covered a lot of ground today. We got a Flosstube bingo. I'm making that a thing if it's not already. If it is, I guess I've joined a club that I didn't know about. But anyway, I've had a very productive few weeks, and thank you so much for joining me as I talked about all the stuff I did. I'm going to have another video for you in 3 weeks' time, most likely, so that'll be the first week of September. And yeah, as mentioned before, if you're new here, you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel. Like this video, comment below, let me know your favorite thing you saw in this video. I don't know. Even if it's just my bright yellow shirt. And yeah, that's about it. So I hope y'all have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye-bye everybody.